Are you looking for the perfect blend of country charm and modern conveniences? Well, Michigan is full of these great rural areas. In this video, we want to give you a rundown of Southeast Michigan's best rural areas on my list, and we're going to do all of that starting right now. Hello guys, welcome. My name is Matt Talbot. This is the Living in Detroit YouTube channel, and on this channel we talk all things real estate, living in Michigan, moving to Michigan, and we try to give out-of-town buyers a rundown of what it's like to live here in Michigan. The majority of our channel is focused here in Southeast Michigan. That's where we live, work, and hang out on a regular basis. We do touch other places throughout the state as well too, but we have a heavy focus on Southeast Michigan. So in this video, like I said in the introduction, we want to talk a little bit about the rural towns here in Southeast Michigan. I think Michigan as a whole, if you're thinking rural towns, I mean, this is not like Idaho, right? This is not like certain parts of the country where you have like, multiple thousands on thousands of acre farms, but there's a lot of rural communities here in Southeast Michigan, and they're kind of all over the place, not just in Southeast Michigan, but throughout Michigan as a whole. There's a lot of little cool towns throughout the state with surrounding communities, more rural living, and it's one of the biggest reasons why Michigan is Michigan. So in this video, we want to give you some different towns that people move to or are moving to from outside of the state that is more that rural living, but also has some of those modern amenities. So not something that's in the middle of nowhere where there's really no town and nothing to drive to. We want to give you a list of Southeast Michigan towns that have that rural vibe if you're looking for a little bit more space, maybe a farmhouse, and you still want the modern amenities, the modern shopping, all that good stuff that we have to offer. So in Southeast Michigan as a whole, a lot of our videos, if you deep dive into our channel, whether it's Farmington or Plymouth or Rochester or Northville, or you go out to Troy, I mean, Troy's not the best example, but a lot of those other ones I mentioned were these smaller towns that had been around for a long time. Many of them date back to the early 1800s or into the late 1800s into the early 1900s. They've been around for a long time. So we want to give you a small list of these more rural towns that I kind of hand selected that I think are great examples, depending on the area, part of town that you're looking for, of these more rural towns. So coming in at number 1 on my list is Myland, Michigan. And so a quaint town with a tight-knit community and small town charm is a great way to describe it. That's what we have in our notes here. Why it's great. Myland offers affordable homes, great schools, and a charming downtown with local shops and restaurants. It's a short drive to Ann Arbor, making it perfect for communities who want the best of both worlds, which is 100% true. So Myland sits down 23. So Ann Arbor, 94 goes all the way from Chicago to Detroit. We talk about that a lot. And Ann Arbor is just north. Well, really 94 runs right through the city of Ann Arbor. Downtown is just north of 94. And then you have 23, which runs north and south through Ann Arbor and all the way down to Ohio and continues to head north throughout Michigan here. And so Myland, if you jump on 94 and jump on 23 south, is right about 15, 20 minutes or so from downtown Ann Arbor, maybe 25 on a bad day, from downtown Ann Arbor. And it is one of these cool little rural towns in a lot of different ways. I think it's a cool town. There's a brewery there that I really like. There's a couple different places to eat, all that type of stuff. But again, surrounded by these more rural areas, some of these farmers, some of these bigger plots of land and old farmhouses and stuff like that. Our fun fact we have on Myland is a host the Bluegrass Festival every summer, bringing music lovers together from all over Michigan. So I'm a bluegrass fan, which is a rare thing to say, I think, for a lot of people. But shout out to you bluegrass fans out there. If you are into bluegrass, comment your favorite artist below. My favorite artist is Billy Strings, which is a modern twist to bluegrass in a lot of different ways. But I'm a big bluegrass fan. I've been getting into that music for many years now. But anyway, so host Bluegrass Festival, which is a cool thing. And then as far as housing statistics, so average price in Myland, the city itself, is $342,000. Days on market is 44 days on market. So that's a little bit longer than some of the other fast-paced markets we have here in Southeast Michigan. And price per square foot at $198 per foot. Months of supply is 1.8. So homes are selling pretty fast in Myland, but not crazy fast like they are in a lot of other Southeast Michigan communities that we talk about. And again, you get that more rural feel. And when I say Myland, I'm talking about specifics of the city of Myland itself. Now, there's a lot of different surrounding communities as well too. So if you're focused on this type of setup, if you're focused on this type of product, there can be a variety of different options for you in like a city like Willis, or if you want to go over to Tecumseh or Adrian, depending on how far away from the beaten path you're willing to go. There's some other examples in that part of town in the Myland surrounding communities as well here in Southeast Michigan. Coming in at number 2 on our list is this is a different city. It's actually a township. It's a different township, different area for a lot of different reasons. This is one of my favorite areas in all of the state of Michigan, no doubt, because of its uniqueness. And it's just really like one of the pockets that I happen to really enjoy here in Southeast Michigan. So this particular township, see if you can guess it before I get there. If you're watching this video, if you're from the area, you're moving back to the area, it can be, this particular township can be Ann Arbor schools, it can be Northville schools, it can be Plymouth schools, it can be South Lyon schools, and I think that's it. It could be Washtenaw County, Oakland County, or Wayne County. Which township am I talking about? Do you know? Comment below before, pause this video and comment below. Don't lie, lying's the devil, if you know what township it is. Okay, the township is Salem Township. This is one of my favorite pockets of land. It actually is, like I said, it can be a Plymouth mailing address, can be an Ann Arbor mailing address, can be a South Lyon mailing address. For those of you who don't know where Salem Township is, it is west of the city of Detroit, about 45-50 minutes, and it's about 20 minutes from Ann Arbor, a little bit northeast from Ann Arbor itself. It has a cool, really small downtown kind of area, but why why Salem Township, South Lyon's part of Salem Township, but why, I should say Lyon Township is part of Salem Township, but why Salem Township is so great is not because of the little downtown area and shopping and all that type of stuff. It's because of the land and how quiet it is and how spread out it is, but it's also not just like farmland for days. There are some farms out there, but it is sort of like a community in itself where there's a lot of big lots, a variety pack of different types of homes in Salem Township. I think it's a great area. Our quote, if you're dreaming of living on acreage or starting a small farm, Salem Township is the spot for you. It's rural, but within easy reach of Novi or Ann Arbor for shopping, dining, and entertainment, which is 100% it. You can, if you're in Salem Township, you're only like 10-15 minutes to downtown Ann Arbor. You're only 30 minutes to downtown Detroit. You can go over to Novi or Northville or Plymouth or any of the surrounding communities to do all your shopping. It's an awesome area. I actually would love to live there personally, but I don't know if my wife's gonna let me. So fun fact, Salem Township is home for Mayberry State Parks, with residents enjoy hiking, horseback riding, and fresh air. So there's a state park, Mayberry. It's actually mostly in like Northville, Novi, but also Salem Township as well too. Big park, lots of stuff to do there. Again, different price point. This is a different type of place compared to a Myland, okay? Myland to me is a little bit, south. You're not really in the heart of Southeast Michigan. You're getting a little bit, more of like a suburb of Ann Arbor, or like a metro area of Ann Arbor. And so for Salem Township, it's a little bit more centralized. There's a lot of different good schools it's aligned with and all that type of good stuff. And so the price point's much different. Average price point, $675,000 here in late 2024. Days on market, 35 days on market. Months of supplies is actually higher than Myland, 4.4 months of supply. It's a much bigger area. And price per square foot, $243 per square foot. So higher price point, different product, different area, different location, handful of different schools that you can be in Salem Township. So an interesting fact of Salem Township, as I'm sure a lot of these cities have, but I definitely know in Salem Township, is you're not going to see any of these big subdivisions going in Salem Township. The township has done a very specific, I think, good job into regulating a lot of that. So the development only allows for like 2-acre plots if you're going to divide land, and they're very careful on how they let people divide land so they can keep this more rural feel in the Salem Township area. So I think that's one of the huge benefits of Salem Township. So this one is still in the general vicinity of Ann Arbor. So Myland was south of Ann Arbor. This one's going to be west of Ann Arbor and is a bigger downtown city with surrounding rural areas. But there's a lot of things happening in the downtown area, and that is Chelsea, Michigan. A picturesque town with thriving art scene and plenty of charm, which is 100% right. Why it's great, Chelsea is perfect for families, offering top-rated schools and vibrant downtown. Also home of the famous Purple Rose Theater Company, founded by actor Jeff Daniels. So Purple Rose Theater is an awesome place to go see a show. For those of you who don't know, Jeff Daniels is kind of a local legend. I think he's like a national legend. Like if you've ever seen the movie like Dumb and Dumber, Jeff Daniels was Dumb or Dumber, one of the best movies of all time, in one man's humble opinion. But so downtown Chelsea is cool. There's Smokehouse 52, a couple different restaurants there. It's a barbecue joint. There's, you can go get food and date night and kind of have like the downtown small town feel. Go grab your ice cream cone and all that type of stuff. But then again, surrounded by a very rural area. Fun fact, Chelsea Farmers Market is beloved community event offering fresh produce and local goods every weekend. As we talk about a lot on this channel, a lot of these small downtown areas have farmers market regularly on weekends. Housing statistics, kind of the in between Myland and Salem Township, and that's at 450,000, 448 to be exact. Days on market here late 2024, 39 days on market, so still selling pretty quick. Months of supply is 2.2 and price per square foot 241. So housing is kind of in between. Myland's probably the most affordable option. Salem Township's the most expensive we talked about so far, and Chelsea kind of falls in between that. But again, you have different products there. You could be downtown Chelsea, which is small town living and actually walkable to stuff, or you could be more farmland or out in a farmhouse or a little bit more in a rural area as well too. The thing that the general Ann Arbor area has anywhere, throughout Ann Arbor and most western Wayne County, most of Washtenaw County, a lot of Oakland County, is golf courses. So there's a lot of golf courses out that way as well too. So if you're looking for a small town vibe, or if you're looking for a plot of land, more rural living, but you're also into golf, the Ann Arbor communities can be an awesome community for you. So last but not least, we saved one more on our list. It's in a different part of town, not in the Ann Arbor western kind of rural area. We're shouting out one that's definitely north of the city of Detroit. I'll give you guys a hint. There is a amphitheater there that you can go see great shows. So Pine Knob is in Clarkston, charming town with a historic vibe and surprising amount of activity for a rural area. Known for its beautiful landscapes and excellent schools, Clarkston strikes a beautiful balance between rural living and suburban convenience. The downtown area is packed with restaurants, including the iconic Union Woodshop barbecue joint. Fun fact, Clarkston is home to Pine Knob Music Theater, one of the most popular outdoor concert venues in Michigan. So Clarkston, Pine Knob. This is where you go. It's like one of those big hills, right? You go to the top of the hill and you look down. It's the amphitheater. I mean, it is like, to me, I still think it might be my favorite place to see music in Michigan. Like the Arc is up there if you find the right person to go there. It's such a small, like, cool place. But like, to me, Pine Knob's probably my favorite place. Like summertime vibes, like Michigan, side of the hill, amphitheater. The sound's great. It is fantastic. I saw Billy Strings there this year. 2 nights of Billy. This year I saw Tyler Childers earlier in the summer there. I mean, it was both those shows, all 3 of those shows were absolutely epic. Pine Knob is the spot, but Clarkston's also a freaking awesome area. Really cool downtown area. I cannot remember. I'm gonna look this up simultaneously. Brunch House 4.72 South Brunch House in Clarkston. This is the one. Clarkston Union Bar and Kitchen. Fantastic food. I love that spot. But again, Pine Knob is kind of like the highlight of Clarkston in my head, but there's a lot of surrounding kind of rural areas too, and some nice subdivisions. We've sold some really big real estate out that way with like bigger homes, big estates, rolling hills in those areas, okay? So it's not so much farmland and like rural like that. There is some of the surrounding communities have that, but there's a lot of neighborhoods that have these rolling hills with more like trees. It's very green and kind of gives you that vibe with still having land. So housing statistics is sort of on the higher end of the 4 that we've talked about, but average price point 462, days on market 31, months of supplies 1.9, and price per square foot 222. So again, when you start talking about Clarkston, there's the Clarkston area, there's different townships around it, there's different communities around it, and again, within about a half-hour drive, there is some different things happening in the general Clarkston area, which is one of the reasons why it's so sought out. But I think that's a cool area. I think it's sort of like a rural part of town in a lot of different ways. Now, again, this was just my top 4. I mean, depending on where you need to live on your move here to Michigan, whether it's for a job, closer to a certain family member or friends or what have you, we can give you some other flavors as well too. I mean, the list could be countless, truly, of just here in Southeast Michigan, let alone if you go throughout the entire state, of different rural towns. It's kind of what Michigan's about. We're a very old farming state for a very, very long time, and so a lot of these cities have been well established in these rural areas for a lot of different reasons. So there you have it, a quick take of my 4 top rural areas here in Southeast Michigan as far as moving to Michigan. If you're looking for more rural areas with that small town vibe, there's 4 sample sets. There's so much more on our channel though. Check out more videos here on our channel. If you're thinking about moving in the next 6 to 18 months, comment below or go to our Calendly link. You can always email me at any single time as well to matt@listingmi.com is my email. Love to connect, have some conversations. I promise I'm a good guy. We can keep it very casual to start with, and if it makes sense to talk further, great, but we can give you a whole insight of information depending on where you're wanting to move here in Michigan as a whole. Thank you so much.